So my school had like 10 floors. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So I previously did a video answering some questions about my time in China, and if this is your first time watching, basically I went to live and teach in China for about 4 or 5 months. Unfortunately, because of Corona, has come back home, but I really enjoyed the time that I did spend there, so I thought I might as well do a video talking about the 10 things that I loved about living and teaching in China. So I'm just gonna get right into it. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe and share this video. It would mean a lot to me. So yeah, number 1 is the food. When I say I loved the food, I loved it so much. So basically the province that I was in, their specialty was spicy food. Like, I'm not gonna lie, at first I was a bit like, this is looking a bit sticky, because me and spicy food, like I can take some spice, but all in all I'm not a spice person. I can do without. But yeah, no, the food was amazing. It was so good. I had the best noodle dishes that I'd ever had in my life. Dumplings were amazing. I just loved everything. I don't think I ever had a meal where I completely hated it, or like I ordered something and regretted it. Even things that to me weren't like the nicest or the tastiest, they still tasted good. Like, they were still good, and I loved that. Obviously some foods took more getting used to than others, but all in all the food was amazing. I loved it. So that's number 1. Number 2 is there were so many fun things to do. So when I went there, especially when I moved to my city, because I moved to a city by myself, the friends that I made from the company and like people I'd met whilst doing like training and stuff, they were all in one city, and then I was moving to a city. I did move there with a couple, but they were much older than me, and they were bringing their family along, and they also, even though we were in the same sort of city, they were more on the outskirts, so it's not like I could go and see them anyways. Before that, like during my training and stuff, I got to see like the bigger city. I went shopping. Like, it was insane, the amount of shops and like how vibrant and bubbly and loud it was. I went to a cooking class. Anyone who knows me knows I love cooking, love baking, so that was super fun, learning like traditional Chinese cuisine, and like actually learning with the ingredients and learning what they use and the different variety of foods and spices and things like that, and the staples in Chinese food. It was really fun, really good, and really good for me because like I wanted to learn to cook the dishes by myself. So by going to that cooking class, I could kind of see like what the staples were in Chinese cooking and just make my own dishes and kind of experiment as well. So that was really fun. I also went to the panda base, which was so cute. Like, we saw all the pandas. It was really nice. Saw the pandas. They were so cute, like adorable. I loved it. I had so much fun. And also karaoke. I love karaoke. I'm not the best singer, I'm not gonna lie, but I went karaoke quite a few times in that 4 or 5 months. I think I went about 4 or 5 times, and it was just so much fun. Like, first time I went with my friends that worked at the same company, and then I went with my native Chinese friend that I met. I also went with the people that worked at the office near me, and I went with them a few times. Then when my friend came to visit me as well, we went karaoke, and we stayed there for hours. And then because there was one time where we stayed so long, I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be so expensive, because we were literally there for a good 5, 6, 7 hours maybe. But it was really cheap, which I loved. But yeah, karaoke was super fun. I went to play like badminton and ping pong with my flatmate, and even the atmosphere where I lived. So like on like Friday, I think it's Friday nights, around 5, 6 after like schools are closed and all that, like literally the whole street is just filled with like everyone brings out like their stalls, so there's loads of like street food and there's like music playing, and it's just so alive, like everyone's around, and it's just really nice, vibrant environment, and it just cheered me up at times when like I felt like it was too quiet being at home, so that was really nice. So yeah, loads of fun things to do, and I feel like I was in a really small city, so I was in a city where I expected to have nothing to do, so the fact that I could do all of that, I feel like if you're in a bigger city there's even more things you can do. Number 3 is my students. When I say I adored these kids, I love them so much. Like I'm so sad that I didn't get to say goodbye to them before I left, but the time that I spent with them was amazing. They were so sweet, so caring, funny, they were really nice, so eager to learn and things like that. Like it was just really nice. Like initially I was supposed to teach younger students, so I was supposed to teach students around the age of 3 and 4, which I was excited about because I love little kids, but last minute it changed and I was teaching grade 5 and 6, so my students were between the age of 9 to 12, and honestly I have no regrets. I love them all so much. There's like countless stories I have of them doing nice things for me. Like I remember my first ever day, one of the girls that works in the office came with me to school just to make sure that I got to all of my classes okay and help me with my timetable and directions and things like that. And I was waiting outside my first class, and obviously I was really nervous because yeah, you do plan lessons beforehand, but it's different when you're actually doing it in front of students. And obviously this was my first teaching job ever, so it's the first time I've taught, like, well, I've done like tutoring, but that isn't the same as like teaching an actual class. So this was my first time ever like doing a proper teaching job. And I remember 2 girls came up to the girl that I was with and they asked her in Mandarin. They were like, is that our new teacher? Well, I guess that's what they were asking, because I knew they were asking like who I was, sort of thing. I could just tell. And she said yes, and they literally started like giggling and smiling, and they ran to their class and told everyone. And when I came in, everyone was like clapping and cheering. That was really cute. And there's just different occasions, like when I've been sick, like one morning I missed my class, and obviously they were told, oh, your English teacher is sick, so she's not coming in today. And I had that same class the next day, because some of my classes I teach twice a week. And I came in and the kids saw me. You could literally see their face just light up, and they were clapping and cheering, and they were like, are you okay, are you okay, how are you, and all of this, just like wanting to know that I feel better, which was really sweet. There was another time where I was sick, like I had a sore throat, but I did decide to go into work. Had like a sore throat and a headache, and one of the students, when he saw me, he ran outside and was like screaming, teacher, teacher, like saying hello and stuff. But because I had a headache, I was just kind of like quiet, like teacher's sick, like my head hurts, sort of thing. And he was like, oh, you're sick? And I was like, yeah. And then he went and told some of the other students, and then they came up to me and asked me, oh, teacher, are you sick, you sick? And I was like, yeah. And then they went into the class and told everyone that I was sick, and everyone just came up to me and they looked so concerned. They were just like, are you okay, are you okay, teacher, you're sick, you're sick? And I was just like, yeah. Then one of my students, one of the boys, came up to me and he was like, teacher, teacher, and I turned around and he was just like, it's like, give me your hand. So I put my hand out, and then he just dropped something in it, and then I looked at my hand and it was literally a pill, and I was just like, oh, that's so sweet. Like he gave me medicine because he wants me to take it and feel better. Obviously I didn't take it because I didn't know what it was, but it was just the fact that it was so sweet that he thought to do that for me. And there's just been occasions where like I'm having lunch and then one of my students will come and hug me from behind. And then there was one time where I was just feeling really low because it was around Christmas time. I was missing my family, feeling really homesick. And I walked into my class, and I'll put a picture up somewhere, but my students wrote on the board, we love you, Mandy. And I was just like, oh, I nearly cried. Like I actually nearly cried. I was like, this is so sweet. This is just all the feelings I was feeling, like all the sadness and the homesickness and all of that, like this just made it all worth it, because I was like, these students actually love me, like I actually like someone important to them. I'm not just like, you know, you have those teachers where you're just like, oh, like whatever, you don't really feel anything for that teacher, but just to know that my students actually enjoyed my lessons and enjoyed being taught by me made it all worth it. It just made me so happy. And just the fact that they used to always draw pictures for me, or like give me chocolates and sweets and drinks and stuff, like they were really thoughtful and just wanted to do nice things for me. So yeah, number 3, love my students. Clearly a lot, because I was actually going on for so long. Number 4 is my apartment. With my company that I was with, your school will provide you with an apartment for free, or if they don't, either the school or the company would give you like a rent allowance fee. So they give you a certain amount each month to go towards your rent. You have to find, they will help you, but you have to find the apartment for yourself and you pay rent. If for example you want an apartment that's a little bit higher, then the allowance they give you, you have to cover that by yourself, but they typically give you enough to get a decent apartment in the city that you're in. For me, in my case, my apartment was actually covered by the school, so I didn't have to pay rent, didn't have to worry about anything, they just gave me an apartment. At first I was kind of expecting just like a, you know, a 1-bedroom apartment. I moved into my apartment, and at first, I can't lie, I was really frustrated because I had a flatmate and they didn't tell me that I would have a flatmate, so I was expecting to have an entire apartment to myself. So at the beginning I was stressed, and I feel like I didn't really deep like how nice my apartment was, because all I could think about is, I have a flatmate, why do I have a flatmate? No one told me I'd have one, I want to leave, I want my own place. Looking back now, I'm so glad that I did have a flatmate and I did have her, because she helped me out a lot. If there was something I didn't understand, or if I needed help with anything, she would help me, whether it was like calling up because I had some issue with my phone, or like paying this bill or doing that, and we did split the bill, and she'd always give me advice on what to do, or like if I wanted to buy something, she would let me know where I can buy it from, and she'd like, if I wanted to try something new, some like Chinese sweets or something like that, she'd always bring me new things to try, and it was really nice. Like, she was really nice. She also gave me some books to read in case I got bored and things like that, so I'm really grateful that I did have a flatmate. She was really nice as well. But then I look back at my apartment and I look at the video, like everyone that I showed my apartment to was like, your apartment is so nice, but because I was so like blinded by the whole, I have a flatmate, I didn't want a flatmate, I wanted to live by myself, I didn't deep it until like right after. But yeah, all in all, my apartment was really nice. So it was a 3-bedroom apartment. Obviously I had 1 room, and then my flatmate had 1 room, and then we had a spare room. My room was an ensuite. I'm gonna try and put a video up of it. Front room was like really spacious. The TV came with it, air conditioning in like every single room. So in China the kitchens are usually really small, but mine was quite spacious for a kitchen in China, as in the ones in like the flats, or like the ones that they usually give to like teachers and stuff. The kitchen's quite small, but mine was quite spacious. And I had like a dining table, and yeah, it was quite nice. I was on the 3rd floor as well, so not too high, because majority of the buildings in China are really tall. Like one of my friends lived on like the 32nd or 33rd floor, something like that. Some of my friends lived on like the 15th floor, etc, but I lived on like the 3rd floor, so that was really nice. But yeah, my apartment was really nice. Like, I'm grateful that I had such a nice apartment. So yeah. Number 5, the friends that I made. Honestly, even though majority of them lived so far away from me, I am so glad that I met these people and had the chance to actually become friends with these people. So like from the people that I met at my company, the ones from the UK, my friends from the same company from South Africa, I mentioned a few in my last video, my native Chinese friend that I met, some of the girls from the office, I became really good friends with them, some of the other foreign teachers I met along the way, and also shout out to Annie, because I feel like we were just meant to be friends, because basically what happened was in January I went on a trip to South Korea. I went for a week. It was really fun. I might make a video on that as well actually, but yeah, so I was on the flight and I just saw this girl sit in front of me. Like, I'm a people watcher, I just look at people anyways, so I just noticed a girl sit in front of me. Cool, not a big deal, whatever. So the week goes by, like I had an amazing time in South Korea. Time to come home. I was really sad because I loved Korea so much. Got on my flight home, I see the same girl across from me, so I was just like, okay, weird coincidence, but it's okay. We were in the line and we did speak because we both forgot to fill out a form. That was it, like I didn't think much of it. And then I was out in the city with my friends, not the city that I live in, just the bigger city, and we went shopping, and then I saw someone waving at me. And I was thinking, who do I know here apart from my friend? Like, I literally know no one here. And then I realised, I was like, oh my god, it's the same girl from my flight. What are the odds? We met on the way to South Korea, got on the plane back from South Korea, and then see each other in such a busy street in China. Like, what are the odds? So we were just like, you know what? We're going to become friends. So we exchanged WeChats, and we actually did meet up, and we went out to have food, and we like talked and everything. And she is so lovely. She's one of my favourite people that I met whilst I was in China. So shout out to Annie. I never had like a bad encounter with anyone. Like, no one was ever rude to me, like, at all. So yeah, number 6. I said this before, but I'm gonna say it again. How cheap everything is. Everything is so cheap, from food to clothes to transport, like absolutely everything. So some people might not know this, but basically in China, because they don't really put a lot of food in the oven, none of the houses come, like none of the standard kitchens come with an oven. So when I moved in, I had no oven. And those who don't know me, I run my own cake business, so I love to bake. Like, I love baking so much, and I was like, I cannot go a whole year without an oven, but I don't want to spend money on an oven. I was like, you know what, let me just look anyways and see how much it is. And obviously I wasn't going to buy like a massive oven, but I was like, I'll buy like a mini electric oven, one that's big enough for me to, like, if I want to roast anything or if I want to bake, because that's what I wanted to do, because that's also like what I do when I'm bored and stuff. I will bake. I was like, I'm going to buy like a miniature oven, and I went online and I went to buy an oven. Literally, I think it was maximum £15. It was like around 11 to 15 pounds that I spent on an oven, like an actual oven. And it came with like the oven tray, oven mitts, it came with like cake tins, cookie cutters, and that sort of thing. It even came with like foil as well, and I was just like, all of this for like 11 to 15 pounds, I can't remember exactly, but it was so cheap. The clothes I bought, so cheap. I bought like a big puffy jacket. I might put a picture up of me wearing it. It cost me like £19. And another thing that I love is, despite how cheap things are, if you go to like kind of, not really a market store, but if you go to, in a way, if you go to one of those shopping centres where it's like people own their own stores, you can literally bargain and haggle for stuff. So like me and my friend, we went out and we just looked at like clothes. We just wanted to buy like new clothes and things like that, and there was a jacket I really wanted, I don't have a picture of me wearing it, but I will put a picture up of the jacket. So it's like the, you know, the denim jacket with like the furry sleeves and like the big furry hoods. And they were selling it for around £55. Ask me how much I managed to get it for. Ask me. Ask me. £15. £15, from £55 to £15. Where in the UK are you able to do that, please? Where? Literally, I'm so glad that I learned like a few words, because I just learned how to say how much and too expensive, and that's all I said. And then like I would say yes or no, whatever, but like we went back and forth, and they're not even like bitter about it. Like they were just laughing. Like when my friend tried to get it for £10, and the woman slapped her, not slapped her like proper slapped her, but she like playfully hit her like, you're taking the £10 sort of thing. We went back and forth, and I got like, so I got that jacket from 55 to like 15. My friend got a coat from like £70, like £20. So like you can haggle for things, which is even better. Seventh thing I loved was my timetable. So I always heard stories of people having like 9 to 5 on Monday to Friday, and having to do extra classes on Saturday, Sunday, blah blah blah. But mine was pretty nice, pretty handy. Some people even had to go to like 2 schools, so they were travelling. Mine was literally just 11, and I'm rounding it up to like basically 4. It was really 20 to 4, but it was 11 to 4 with a 2-hour break in between that. I had 2 classes in the morning, each was 35 minutes, and then on Mondays I would have 1 class in the afternoon for 40 minutes, and the rest of the week 2 classes in the afternoon, 40 minutes, and there's like 10 minutes like break or like travel time between each class. But the students didn't move classes like how we do in like secondary school and stuff. The teachers would come to their classes. So yeah, that was it. Really chilled timetable. That meant I had so much free time, so many things, like so much time to do things for myself. And then on like Sundays, if I had like an event, like I mentioned, the book club that I did, that was probably be like 2 hours in the afternoon. So literally Saturday, Sunday, I was free to do whatever I wanted, which was lovely. The 8th thing that I loved about living in China was the gym. So basically the gym that I personally went to was in our hotels. So we went around looking at different gyms, comparing prices and things like that. And at first when she told me it was in the hotel, I was kind of like, oh, maybe it might be a bit small, or like it might be like really packed, especially if it's the only gym in that sort of area, because like everything in that area was in like really close proximity. So I was like, there's probably gonna be tons of people always go to the gym. But we went there and it was really, really nice. Quite big, had a swimming pool. The staff there were really nice as well, and it was close to my apartment, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go. The price was really decent. I had a personal trainer as well, which was really helpful. They always give you, like when you sign up, they always give you like a health check, like check you out, ask you like what your goal is, and then give you like some tips and advice on how to like achieve that, which is really nice. For me it was a bit of a struggle. My friend had to translate for me, and then on times where I went by myself, me and my personal trainer would use like WeChat to communicate. Like we'd literally be sitting next to each other, but like messaging each other on the phone, and then every now and again I'd be like, oh okay, or like there'd be like a little laugh, but literally all of it was on the phone. It was really weird, but I kind of got used to that, and I don't know why, but I came to love it. Like I'm not complaining, but literally, so most of the time I'd go to the gym after work, so in the evenings, and it'd be pretty full. But when I went weekends in the morning, and not even early morning, maybe around like 10, 11, even sometimes like 12, it was empty. Like I'd be the only person in there. Sometimes my personal trainer and like the other trainers and people working there weren't even there. Like I'd be completely alone. There'd only be the people downstairs in reception, and that was it. I'm not complaining because I loved having the whole gym to myself. Number 9 is I loved how close everything was for me, like in my case personally. So with me, I mentioned before I had an apartment, and then I mentioned in my previous video I basically worked for 2 companies. So the first company was my main company, but the second one, because I moved to a different city, and it happened to be in a city where they had a partner company, they kind of just said to me that if I had any issues or anything I should report to them, just because they're in closer proximity, so it would be easier for my problems to get sorted, that sort of thing. So they had like the training centre / office. They had 2 campuses, but one was in the town centre, but one of them happened to literally just be on my road, and my school was also like a 3-minute walk. Like I can hear the school bell from my apartment. It was literally like a triangle, so like my apartment was here, the office was here, and then my school was here, and then from my apartment the gym was just like up the hill, basically by the back exit of the school. Across my road there was a supermarket, the 2 collection points for mail. So like basically when you order stuff, like when you get deliveries, in my case it doesn't get delivered to my door, it gets delivered to like the delivery stop shops, and then I have to go like and collect them. There was also a stationery shop right close to the school, and numerous restaurants on my road, so I literally had everything that I needed on my road. And like in terms of clothes, I never went into stores and bought clothes. I bought all my clothes and makeup and things like that online, so I didn't need anything else. And like I said, if I wanted to go into town or if I needed to go to Walmart, the taxi rank was like right there, which was really, really helpful. So I just loved how close everything was for me, like I didn't have to go far. And the last thing that I loved about living and teaching in China was my school. The actual building of my school was so nice, like it was actually so nice. So basically I worked in an international school, so you could either get hired in a public school, international school, or private school. I worked in the international one. So my school had like 10 floors. The canteen was underground. Basically it was a really, really, really big school, and at first when I first started working there, I was like, I'm not gonna know my way around here. After a week I got the hang of it a bit, but there were a few times where I was just walking around for ages trying to find my class, but I kind of made notes of which classes were on what floor. My co-teachers were really nice as well. I didn't have any issues with anyone there. It was just a really nice school, really close to me, really big, and we actually got free lunch as well, which I loved because it was just handy, because I was like, I cannot be bothered to go, even though I had a 2-hour lunch break, I was like, I just can't be bothered to go home and cook. And it changed near enough every day, but it was basically like rice, 2 types of meat, and then veg. But yeah, free lunch, great, 2-hour lunch break, co-teachers were nice, loved my students, the school was so big and so pretty. So yeah, I just really loved it. And that basically sums up the 10 things that I loved about living and teaching in China. So I hope this video was interesting. I really love talking about my experience there, so if you want to know any more, please let me know and I'll be more than happy to make a video about that. Please like, comment and subscribe, and see you soon. Bye!